welcome to another video. In this video I will tell you how we can create a Word document or template, and that Word document template will be filled by Power Automate by connecting to Dynamics 365 table. Right, we have a table here, we have a student table here, and I want to issue some certificate to the students after they have completed their training, right? And it should be dynamic, right? The course and the start date, end date, and the name should be dynamic. So let us first design the template, certificate template. I'm in the MS Word, so I will just search the template certificate. It's not about certificate, you can use any format as per your choice. Let me use this certificate. Right now this is employee of the month. Let me go to certificate of completion. Which one? I can take this one, right? Certificate of let me search certificate of completion. Right now this is a, so this is also not good. Let me just search a one. Let's say this one. Okay, I can change the content, so click this and click OK. Let me use something else like this. No, not this one. Use this one. Okay, so it is trying to download the template for me, right? Microsoft has many templates that we can download, right? Now these are the templates. Now I don't want this template, so I can just delete this. I entirely select all the content and delete this, right? I can just enable this, so I can delete. Now this is the document, right? Now here what you have to do, you have to, so this is the first name and last name, right? And this should be dynamically be populated. So how can you do that? So you have to go to developer. If this developer tab is not available, you have to go to file and options, and in the options you have to enable the developer tab by going to customize ribbon. And the customize ribbon, you have to enable this tab, right? By default it is I have already enabled it, so you have to enable it for you if it is not displaying. Now what we will do here, I want to display the name dynamically, right? So I will go to developer tab and click on this. Here you will see two options. One is plain text, another is rich text control. I want to use a plain text control, right? Now here the plain text control is added. So for here I want to give first name. So just define first name, or you can specify name, right? If you store first name last name separately, you can take two fields here. Otherwise, if you are storing in one column the name of the student, then you can take one column, right? So I am storing in one column name, so I have used one. Here you will find there is a property, right? In the property you have to give something so that you will refer this IDs in the Power Automate. So we will use Power Automate to pre-populate these values of this template, which will automatically generated, right? Now click OK. So name is identified. Here you have to, I want to dynamically populate this value, course value, right? So I'll just delete this and write down age completed successfully course, and here I want to specify the course name. So again I will insert another field and populate it as course name, and I'll go to properties, and here I will specify course name, right? So I can copy course name and click on OK. Now I have two dynamic fields, one is name and another is course name, right? If you want to update other things also, we can update. So I'm just showing you a demo so that you can work on your own template. Now once it is done, you have to save it, right? I can save in my local machine, then I can upload. Sorry, I have to go to more options and click on desktop. I'll just change this to something like course completion certificate, right? So this is the template, which is very generic. It should populate name and course dynamically. Whenever I click the Power Automate, or whenever I will click the I will run the workflow, then it will automatically populate. How to populate? You can think of any type of template. It's not about a certificate, it's about any template. It may be an invoice, it may be a resume, whatever you can think of, you can use it. Just make sure that you place some dynamic controls here as a placeholder. So I'll go here. Now I will upload this in the OneDrive, right? So I'll go here and open OneDrive. I can navigate to office.com to open OneDrive. Let me just sign out from this account so that I can use other accounts. So I can sign out this, and I'll go to again office.com, and I can use different. So it is shopchiefdev @ sorry, it is Sanjay @ Now I have used the same login to log in my office.com, right? So here I will open the OneDrive. I can use the OneDrive so that I can upload my files, right? Let me check if it is correct or not. Yes, I can click on this My Documents and upload document. I can just go to OneDrive.office.com, or you can specify drive.office.com. Right, you can click on this sign in. Now it is signed in. So I am in the OneDrive panel, in the OneDrive panel of Microsoft. Here I will upload the template that I have just created, right? So that I can use that in the flow. Okay, I can click on your OneDrive. Now I can upload the template. Let me create a folder here first. Let's say certificate, and inside that certificate I want to upload the file that I have just created here, course completion certificate.docs, and this is my template that will be dynamically used, right? Now here I will take in the Dataverse, I will take a column to represent whether the certificate is issued or not. Certificate issued. I can take this as boolean, yes, no, right? And click on OK. So default value is no, right? So whenever someone click yes, then I want to trigger a Power Automate which will issue the certificate, dynamically take information from the student record and fill in the certificate template and send an email to that person, right? Now let us go and check how it is done. So it doesn't require any single line of code. That's why it is important to understand, so that you can populate data in any Word template. So this is the student, right? So column is created. I will go to form and associate the column on the form. I have to place the new column that I have created on the student entity. And in the meantime, I have to create a flow. So I'll go here and try to again log in using this credential. You can click on the Power Automate, right? If it is not displaying, you can click on the All Pros. Here it will give you the Power Automate option. Click on the Power Automate. Right now, here I am on the Dataverse form, right? Now I want to add the new column that I have just added, certificate issued. So I will just place here below gender, and I will publish the form. As soon as someone changes to yes and save the form of student, my intention is the Power Automate flow will run, and the Power Automate will pick up the template from this folder, replace the values or map the values dynamically, name and course, and it will automatically send that email. So let us see. Now it is published. Now go to Power Automate to create a flow. I want to create a flow which is called as automated cloud flow. Click on this. Now here I want to give a name. Let's say send certificate automatically, right? Now here I can connect to Dataverse, right? When a row is added or modified, I can choose this trigger, click on create. Now it will automatically connect Dataverse internally. Now you can choose when a record is modified, right? Because the certificate flag should be marked as yes, so that the flow will trigger. That means I can choose modified. Which table? The table is student. So whenever a student certificate flag is changed to yes, I want to trigger this. So scope, organization scope, and what is the filter row? You have to add the filter row. On which row or which column on which column update the flow will trigger, you have to mention here, right? So what is the row filter? I can go here and specify what is the column name. Let me check. You have to use the logical name. That's why it is better to check it here. In the course, go to columns, and here you will see the option called as certificate issued. If it's not available, you can filter it by, sorry, it is in course. I have to go to student. This is the certificate issue, and this is the logical name. So I can copy this and I can go here in the flow and paste it. So whenever this field is only updated, I want to trigger this, right? You can also impersonate using flow owner, modifying user, or row owner. This is impersonation that you can use. Now what I want to do, I want to check a condition. Control condition. If certificate issue is equal to true, right? If it is true, what I want to do, I want to populate the student information on the template, right? So click on add action. If it is yes, if it is true, I can search an action called as populate I click on this word online and choose an action, populate a Microsoft Word template. In here it is trying to connect Word online using my credential, and you have to choose the location. My location is OneDrive for Business. In the document library I have to use OneDrive, and in the file I can choose inside certificate I have the file. So this is the file I have created, right? So I have connected the file for which, or the template for which I want to replace. You can see here, as soon as I connected, the dynamic fields are automatically populated, course name and name. So name is the student name, so I can choose here from the dynamic field. I can choose name. Name is the student name, and in the course name I can use a course name. If you have course name is available, you want to pass from the Dataverse, you have to have a field to store the course name. Otherwise you can manually type down here Dynamics 365. Okay, so this is a constant value, this is a static value I have given, but you can make it dynamic if you have a field to store, a field that is stored in the Dataverse. Now the file is populated. Now I want to create a file, modified file in OneDrive again. So click on add an action, and I will search create a file. Right, I can use OneDrive for Business. Here you will find there is an option called as create file. I will take the modified version of this Word template and create a new Word file. So I can choose create a file. It is trying to connect OneDrive again, and you have to give the folder path where it will be stored. In the OneDrive inside certificate I want to create a file name. What is the file name? The file name should be the email ID, or you can take the name dot docs, right? So whenever the certificate will be stored, that will be stored with the name of the student, and the file extension will be docs, D-O-C-X. And what is the file content? The file content is the file that has been modified here, and this is the file content, Microsoft Word document. This is the output of this action. Now it created a file with the name of the student, right? Now I want to convert that to PDF, right? So I can add action, create. You can create, you can modify that to a PDF, otherwise you can skip it like this, but if you want to convert, you can convert also. You can use OneDrive, and you want to use convert file. I want to convert to PDF file. Now where is that file? You have to mention that file. In the certificate the file is not available, right? So you have to use the dynamic field. Otherwise for now you can use, this is the created file, right? So the file is this one. You have to find out the ID of this file, unique identifier. You can see here the unique identifier of the file. This is the unique identifier of the file which is created in this step. Now I want to send an email to that person, to that student. So click on add, and you can send using Gmail. Let me use Gmail. Send email. To whom I want to send? I want to send to the student. So I click on add dynamic and click on email, because this email is coming from the student entity. Subject, I can give your course completion certificate, right? In the body you can write down something as per your choice. Hi, and I can use the name dynamically. Hi student name, and your course completion certificate is ready. Download from this email, right? Then you can mention some regards or whatever you want to mention here. Okay. Now here you have to add the attachment, right? The first attachment title you can give here. This is the file name. This will be the name of the attachment, and you can specify if the content type is PDF. And what is the content? The content is this one, file content, right? So I have successfully created a flow which will trigger whenever certificate issue field is changed to yes. If it is marked as yes, it will read the Word template that is stored in the OneDrive, and it will replace the Word template dynamic fields, create a new file with the name of the student, convert this file to PDF, and the PDF will be attached to this email and sent to the person. Now save this and we'll test this, right? So without testing you cannot confirm. There might be some bugs you may fix, right? So I'll go here and create a new record. So I'll go here and try to create or let me open an existing record. Here you will see the certificate issue flag, right? Because I have already added on the form. Where is that? It's not here. I can click Ctrl F5 so that it will properly refresh. Now where is that flag? Let me check. Yes, this one, certificate issued, right? So I can mark it as yes and save it. As soon as I save this by giving yes, the Power Automate will trigger, right? So I can go back to check if it is running or not. You can see that it is running. You can keep refreshing. Now it is succeeded, right? Now let me check my email if I have received any email or not. Or I can check here what is the email ID it sent, right? So to whom it is sent? To this person this has been sent. Now I can go to check my email because I have just assigned my email ID to that student. You can see here the first one, hi Ram Kapoor, and this is dynamically populated as per the email I have mentioned in the flow, and in the PDF you will see this is updated. So this is the name which is updated and the course that is updated. Now this way you can automate Word template generation with dynamic field values, right? You just mark it as yes, and whatever document template you have associated through the flow or Power Automate, that will work for you, right? So without a single line of code, how you can achieve this, you understand? Hope it will be helpful in your templates. Whatever template you want to perform, you can use templates and it will work for you without any issue, right? So thank you for watching this video. I hope it is helpful for your projects. If you have not subscribed this channel, please subscribe, because I am coming with more videos in technical, in Power Automate, Power Apps, Power BI also, and in Dynamics 365. Thank you guys. See you.